Anthony Anderson's Latina GF is causing this problem. Anthony Anderson, one of Hollywood's most beloved actors, known for his humor, charm, and family-friendly image, suddenly finds himself facing a challenge that no one could have predicted. It's not about a movie role or a public appearance, it's something much more personal, something that has fans talking, gossip columns buzzing, and social media divided. Anthony's life, which always seems so picture-perfect, is suddenly in the spotlight for reasons that go beyond his career. At the center of this whirlwind is his girlfriend, a vibrant Latina whose personality is as bold as it is magnetic. She has always been a strong presence in Anthony's life, someone who brings energy and excitement wherever she goes. But now, her influence seems to be stirring unexpected reactions, not just from fans and the media, but within Anthony's own circle of friends and family. As this story unfolds, you'll see how a relationship, even one built on love and mutual respect, can become complicated when personalities, expectations, and public attention collide. This is not just a story about Anthony Anderson, it's a story about trust, boundaries, and the delicate balance of keeping your personal life private in a world that wants to know everything. By the end, you'll understand why even the strongest relationships can face unexpected tests when the world is watching. Anthony Anderson is more than just a Hollywood actor. He is a personality that millions admire for his humor, charm, and warmth. On screen, he brings laughter and joy, but off-screen, he is known as a devoted partner, a family-oriented man, and someone who values the relationships closest to him. Fans see him as approachable and relatable, someone who manages fame without losing his humanity. But like anyone in the public eye, balancing personal happiness with constant attention is never simple. Then there's his girlfriend, a vibrant and confident Latina who is as lively as she is independent. She brings energy and excitement wherever she goes, and her charm has always complemented Anthony's personality. She is intelligent, opinionated, and unapologetically herself, a combination that has both inspired admiration and sparked curiosity among those around her. While her presence has been a source of happiness for Anthony, it has also introduced new dynamics into his life that not everyone outside their relationship fully understands. Together, they seem like a perfect pair, two strong personalities sharing love, laughter, and connection. But as with any relationship, differences exist. Anthony's careful approach to public perception sometimes clashes with her free-spirited nature. Her boldness, while refreshing, occasionally creates situations that require negotiation, patience, and understanding. This story, though fictional, explores how even loving couples can face unexpected challenges when their personalities, choices, and the pressures of the public eye intersect. It all started with small, almost unnoticed moments. Anthony and his girlfriend began attending more public events together. While most fans celebrated their chemistry, subtle differences started to draw attention. On social media, people noticed small disagreements in interviews, playful arguments that some interpreted as tension, and glimpses of conflicting opinions during public appearances. Friends and family of Anthony also noticed that his usually calm demeanor sometimes gave way to stress when dealing with these moments. The girlfriend's bold personality, which had once been celebrated, now seemed to stir reactions in unexpected ways. She expressed herself freely, made candid jokes, and wasn't afraid to challenge Anthony on topics he usually handled quietly. While these traits were part of what made their connection exciting, they also created friction, minor misunderstandings that slowly grew into noticeable patterns. As the days went by, the public began to notice too. Fans started speculating online, sharing screenshots, commenting on posts, and asking questions. Gossip threads and forums buzzed with curiosity. Are they arguing? Is their relationship in trouble? Anthony felt the weight of this attention, balancing his desire to maintain privacy with the reality that even small disagreements were being scrutinized. Inside their personal life, tension mounted quietly. Anthony wanted to protect his image and manage the expectations of fans and friends, while his girlfriend valued honesty, openness, and staying true to herself. This clash, though subtle at first, grew into a pattern that hinted at larger challenges ahead. What seemed like a playful, harmless dynamic now had the potential to escalate into something far more complicated, and the stage was set for the story's first major turning point, the moment where private life and public perception would collide. The tension finally reached its peak during a high-profile Hollywood event. Anthony appeared confident on the red carpet, smiling for cameras, but behind the scenes, things were far from smooth. His girlfriend, unapologetically bold, drew attention with her candid interactions and outspoken personality. What might have been a minor difference in any other couple suddenly became a public talking point. Fans and media speculated endlessly. Was Anthony being overshadowed? Was their relationship facing serious challenges? Inside, Anthony felt torn. He cared deeply for his girlfriend and admired her confidence, but the constant public scrutiny added stress he hadn't anticipated. Private disagreements that were once easily resolved now felt magnified in the eyes of the world. Every misinterpreted comment, every playful argument was now fuel for gossip. Social media exploded with speculation, dividing opinions between supporters who praised her authenticity and critics who blamed her for disrupting Anthony's usually calm public image. The climax of the tension came when a casual interview turned unexpectedly revealing. His girlfriend made a lighthearted remark about their relationship that the media interpreted as a criticism of Anthony's management of his public persona. Headlines quickly spun out of control. Fans debated fiercely online, some defending Anthony, others siding with his girlfriend, and the story became a trending topic overnight. Anthony realized that what had started as minor differences had now escalated into a full-blown public dilemma, one that tested not only their relationship, but also their ability to handle fame and scrutiny. In that moment, Anthony understood the stakes. This wasn't just about a disagreement between two people in love. This was about balancing personal happiness with public perception, handling media attention, and protecting the private bond that made their relationship special. The problem wasn't just visible to the world, it was real, immediate, and unavoidable. And for Anthony, the challenge became clear: navigate the storm without losing the connection that mattered most. The rising tension finally exploded during a glamorous Hollywood gala. Anthony Anderson walked the red carpet as usual, flashing his signature smile, shaking hands, and greeting fans. But behind the perfectly posed photos and cheerful interviews, things were far more complicated. His girlfriend, bold and vibrant, moved through the crowd with her usual confidence, making candid remarks and interacting with celebrities in ways that drew both admiration and raised eyebrows. To the public, it might have looked like harmless charm, but Anthony knew it was creating ripples he couldn't ignore. Inside the event, Anthony felt a mixture of pride and anxiety. He admired her for being unapologetically herself, someone who spoke her mind and owned every room she entered. But he also felt the weight of public perception pressing down on them. What started as small disagreements in private now felt amplified in front of the world. Every offhand joke, every teasing comment, every playful disagreement became fodder for speculation, memes, and social media threads. Fans debated endlessly online. Some called her refreshing and honest. Others accused her of causing tension in Anthony's life. The conflict reached its peak during a live interview. The reporter casually asked about their relationship, and in her candid style, his girlfriend made a remark about Anthony's careful handling of fame that was playful but easily misinterpreted. Within minutes, clips of her comment were circulating on social media. Headlines began to exaggerate. Anthony's relationship under pressure? Girlfriend criticizes star's public image? Suddenly, a private dynamic between two people became a public spectacle. Anthony felt the surge of stress, the recognition that even small personal moments could be distorted and debated by millions. In the midst of this, tension between them became visible, even to those close to them. Anthony struggled with the desire to protect their privacy while respecting her authenticity. She, on the other hand, felt frustrated that her personality, something he once admired, was now being blamed for the attention they were receiving. Their disagreement was not about love or commitment, but about how to balance personal life with the unrelenting gaze of fame. The climax was not marked by shouting or anger, but by the silent understanding of stakes. This was a turning point. The world was watching, fans were judging, and the media was spinning every nuance. Anthony realized that their relationship was being tested in ways he had never imagined. The challenge became clear: how to maintain love, respect, and authenticity while navigating scrutiny, gossip, and public expectations. The tension, though invisible to some, was real, immediate, and unavoidable. A perfect storm where personal boundaries collided with public fascination. After the gala and the viral interview, The world seemed to have its eyes firmly on Anthony Anderson and his girlfriend. Social media exploded with reactions, some praising the couple's honesty and chemistry, others criticizing the girlfriend for being too bold or stirring problems in Anthony's life. Fans dissected every comment, screenshot, and subtle glance, turning minor disagreements into public debates. Even people who had never met them had opinions. And suddenly, Anthony felt the weight of scrutiny heavier than ever. At home, the couple faced a quieter, more personal fallout. Anthony felt the stress of the outside world pressing on his shoulders. He worried about how friends, family, and colleagues perceived the situation. His girlfriend, meanwhile, wrestled with frustration that her personality, her confidence and authenticity, which he had always loved, was now being blamed for tension in their relationship. Conversations that were once playful now carried caution, and moments of intimacy were sometimes shadowed by the awareness that the world could misinterpret anything. Despite the stress, the fallout also brought reflection. Anthony began to understand that no relationship, especially one lived in the public eye, is free from challenges. He realized that balancing personal happiness with public expectations is an ongoing negotiation, one that requires patience, empathy, and clear communication. The girlfriend also reflected on her role, not as a problem, but as someone navigating the pressures of fame alongside the person she loved. She recognized that their differences were natural, and the key to maintaining harmony was understanding and compromise, not perfection. Friends and close associates noticed the tension, but also saw growth. The couple had to make conscious choices, setting boundaries with the media, defining what parts of their lives remained private, and learning how to support each other while handling criticism. The fallout wasn't just about public perception, it was about personal growth, understanding, and building resilience together. By the end of this period, Anthony and his girlfriend emerged stronger, with a clearer sense of each other's needs, boundaries, and personalities. The experience reminded them that love in the spotlight is rarely easy, but challenges can deepen connection if met with patience and respect. The audience, meanwhile, was left with a story that was not just gossip. It was a reflection on relationships, human emotions, and the delicate dance of personal life under public scrutiny. After the gala and the viral interview, the world's attention didn't fade, it intensified. Social media became a storm of opinions. Fans scrutinized every post, every comment, every photo, turning ordinary moments into debate topics. Some praised Anthony's girlfriend for her confidence, calling her a breath of fresh air in Hollywood. Others criticized her, claiming she was causing problems in Anthony's life or upsetting the balance of his public image. Even casual observers started weighing in. And for Anthony, someone who had always valued privacy, the constant commentary felt suffocating. At home, the couple felt the weight of this attention in more personal ways. Simple disagreements that would have been easily resolved before now carried tension, shadowed by the knowledge that any small argument could be misinterpreted by the public. Anthony struggled with balancing his love for her with the pressure of public perception. He wanted to protect their relationship from gossip, while still respecting her independence and personality. His girlfriend, confident and spirited, wrestled with frustration. She felt that her authenticity, a trait Anthony had always admired, was being unfairly blamed for a situation that was much more complex than outsiders could see. The fallout forced moments of self-reflection. Anthony realized that even with the best intentions, the spotlight magnifies everything. He had to accept that public perception could never fully align with private reality. He began thinking about boundaries, deciding what parts of their lives to share and what to keep sacred. The girlfriend also reflected on her role in the relationship. She understood that being true to herself didn't mean disregarding his concerns. She began to see that compromise wasn't about changing who she was, but about navigating differences thoughtfully, especially when under scrutiny. Friends and close associates became unexpected anchors during this time. They offered perspective, reminders of why the couple worked well together, and guidance on handling the pressures of fame. Conversations that were once light and playful became deeper discussions about priorities, boundaries, and mutual respect. Anthony and his girlfriend started creating strategies to protect their connection, focusing on communication, trust, and understanding, elements more important than public opinion. Through this period, the couple learned valuable lessons. The experience highlighted that love in the public eye is not just about romance or attraction. It's about resilience, patience, and partnership. Every misstep or misunderstanding became an opportunity to strengthen their bond. They realized that while outsiders might see drama, what truly mattered was their ability to navigate challenges together, supporting each other without letting public judgment dictate their choices. By the end of this fallout, Anthony and his girlfriend were not just surviving, they were growing. They developed a clearer understanding of each other's personalities, strengths, and boundaries. They found that their love could withstand scrutiny if anchored in trust, communication, and shared respect. The story, fictional as it is, leaves the audience with a reflection on the pressures of relationships under public attention and the emotional intelligence required to maintain connection when the world is watching. It's a reminder that the challenges of love are universal, whether or not fame magnifies them. After the storm of attention, speculation, and tension, Anthony Anderson and his girlfriend reached a moment of clarity. The challenges they faced had been unexpected, sometimes overwhelming, and completely public. But they had also provided an opportunity for growth, understanding, and deeper connection. Anthony realized that love in the spotlight requires more than charm or laughter. It requires patience, trust, and the ability to protect what truly matters despite outside pressures. He understood that no amount of fame or admiration could replace the need for open communication and mutual respect in a relationship. His girlfriend also came away with important lessons. She learned that being authentic does not mean being misunderstood, and that maintaining a relationship with someone in the public eye demands awareness, empathy, and compromise. While she stayed true to her personality, she recognized the importance of navigating public scrutiny thoughtfully, without losing her sense of self. Together, they found a balance between individuality and partnership, realizing that every relationship faces challenges, but handling them with honesty, care, and understanding is what strengthens love. The story, while fictional, reflects a truth that resonates far beyond Hollywood. Relationships are complicated, and even the strongest connections can be tested by circumstances, misunderstandings, or external pressures. What matters is how people respond, whether they let challenges divide them or use those moments to grow, connect, and reinforce their bond. For Anthony and his girlfriend, the experience became a reminder that love is not just about the happy moments or public approval. It's about resilience, empathy, and shared commitment, especially when the world is watching. Ultimately, this fictional tale leaves viewers with a universal takeaway. Every relationship will face difficulties, but with trust, communication, and respect, challenges can become opportunities. Fame or attention may magnify the struggles, but they do not define the connection. What defines it is the effort, care, and understanding that both partners bring to the relationship. For Anthony and his girlfriend, the problem they faced was real, but it was also a catalyst for growth, reflection, and a stronger, more balanced bond.